In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another episode of A Visit from the FBI, your weekly source for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined shortly by at least one of my co-hosts. I believe JLB is showing up, but I do not know if DA Fabe is showing up yet. In fact, speak of the devil, there is JLB. What's going on, man? How are you?
It goes, good sir. The devil with the orange toque.
Yeah, getting tired of getting beat up in WWE 2K22.
Oh, Jesus. The showcases, it always makes you do so many freaking things. And I'm just like, I just want to beat people, but I also want the rewards. Yeah. Thanks for joining and watching that. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Joined in the chat for a bit.
That's it. Why not?
Tell someone off who's trying to tell you to skip this show.
Yeah, they didn't realize you were on the...
But like I said, I don't know if DA Fabe's going to be coming.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. So we'll just go on with this without. So
yeah, he shows up. He don't. Show must go on.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
I
mean, let's hope.
I hope he doesn't die.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
In fairness.
Yeah.
But yes, it's been a crazy week, and I am so tired because we just had the podcast yesterday.
I know. I was like, "Am I gonna skip today?" But I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because it would have been a really boring fantasy booking institute with me just sitting here by myself going. So yeah, I'd book Kenny Omega in a match against a mannequin. That's what I would do. So, but yeah, this is our show where we do fantasy booking. The rules are pretty simple. We're going to take turns challenging the other to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We do not discuss them in advance because we think it's more fun that way, but also because we're lazy and often don't think them up in advance. So
that's me.
But before we get into the actual fantasy booking, I do like to take this moment to remind everyone that Raw & Order is part of the Tatnus Co. podcast network. So once this episode's over, you can head down to the doobly-doos and check out the link to tatnusco.com. Check out the other shows in the network there. Tell them we sent you, and then come back here on this coming Sunday for our next live stream, and so on and so forth. Lather, rinse, repeat, right?
You know it.
I'm still recovering from Revolution. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't watched it a second time yet, but I think that's my plan. Little WWE 2K22 a bit, and then rewatching some of the event because hold on. I don't like hearing myself all the time. Yeah, sorry. I'm just also sharing our podcast at the same time. But yeah, no, honestly, I love the fact that we get great wrestling with AEW Revolution. Oh, it's on again. Jesus. Why does it keep auto playing? I am so sorry. Yeah, sorry. Fun fact, it's also on delay. Oh my God. But yeah, no, honestly. Stop. Jesus, I'm sorry. Again. Fun fact, it's also on delay. Oh my God.
Fun fact, I can actually hear the delay.
Stop. There. Oh, man. I cannot hear myself 3 times in a row. It's enough. Yes. The problem with AEW Revolution, though, it's not necessarily a bad issue. But when you have so many engaging matches, you tend to get tiresome at some point just through wasting all of that energy from each match, although you're just watching and not doing any of the work.
Yeah. I was talking to a coworker about it. There was no cooldown match. There was not a single one.
That's it.
But I don't I don't know what match you would have gotten rid of for a cooldown.
Maybe putting
Where
one of those buy-ins though, to
yeah,
maybe
but then that means taking one of the
yeah,
cards off
I
the
know.
main card and putting it on the buy-in. I mean,
Yeah,
I had the unpopular opinion that the Britt Baker match was the weakest match on the main card, but
right.
I wouldn't want that. I mean, that's the
I can't be on
women's
the buy-in.
title. You
Yeah,
can't have that on the buy-in.
yeah. Twitter would go crazy on you.
You can't put Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho on the buy-in. That's too big of a program right now. Too big of a
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah. They really did well with that program.
Mm-hmm.
They could have maybe, just for a simple fact that, oh my god, I'm going to be getting that match if I get Revolution. Let's go, and then maybe start it off with CM Punk and MJF.
I mean, about the only match that maybe you move to the buy-in, but just because of its length, you'd have to move 2 matches off the buy-in into the thing. Would have been the ladder match. Put the Face of the Revolution ladder match on the buy-in, so people on free YouTube got to see crazy
Keith Lee
Keith
craziness. I mean, that I'm surprised they kind of had that going for a little bit. At least they did that a lot with whatever the casino one. What do you call Double or Nothing? So I'm surprised they didn't just kind of keep that going. But yeah, that maybe would have been a good move on their part for maybe Revolution promotion.
I think they were worried about getting pigeonholed and getting crap from people like, they always put the battle royal on the buy-in, I don't know. It was just a thought, but I just like there but even then, okay, so you move a couple of the matches from the buy-in onto it. Well, you can't move the Malachi Black, the House of Black match on there. That one was too good. It wouldn't have been a cooldown match. So
you know what I think they are missing though? They are just missing those WWE type of vignettes. You know what I mean?
they could have had
those
a few
are
more...
great cool down things.
Yep.
Where people can go.
But again,
grab something.
they take time, and adding some of those in would have meant
it finishing at 12:30.
Yeah, either going way longer or moving something off of the main card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I think AEW would do wonders with a 2-night event.
I think
that might be pretty good for them because that gives it would give the viewer watching wanting more, thus also and having that rest period too. Perhaps.
Well, we'll see what happens with this whole Ring of Honor thing, because I mean there's always a chance that they'll decide to start putting like a 2-night back-to-back pay-per-view, Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Saturday, and you know what I mean, and then AEW on Sunday. That could be, turning everyone into a celebration weekend would be kind of crazy, but I don't know. I'm just spitballing and throwing shit at a wall right now because we literally don't know anything about their plans for Ring of Honor right now, and I don't know.
We'll see, and we'll probably see in
maybe
April. When I imagine that Supercard thing is still going on in April.
As far as I know, all of the stuff that was being planned is still going to go on. So that relaunched pay-per-view, Supercard of Honor, is going to go on. And then reportedly, they were already planning some sort of a show, reoccurring show. But again, we're in this question, where's the show going to air now? Is Sinclair going to continue to air it even though it's no longer a Sinclair product? That seems unlikely to me, unless Sinclair is like, we'll sell you Ring of Honor and then we'll pay you money to put it on our show, on our channel. That doesn't really...
It's kind of weird. Yeah. But I mean, you mentioned at the same time, they got all that money, and it's if the advertisers are good and they get it onto a good spot, maybe with everything that has happened, with all the news and so on, it maybe might be a good business decision too. You get good advertisers on those spots. You don't put it at 12 o'clock. You do put it on one of your prime time scenarios. And I don't know. I mean, it could just be a way for him to regain more money from something he's already gained $40 million from, apparently. So
yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
that's who knows. I mean, who really knows? And it is fun to speculate and everything, but now that Revolution is over, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear more stuff happening. I think Tony Khan, like, he had to make the announcement and wanted to make the announcement, but at the same point, he also knew that he didn't want to overshadow the events of Revolution too much, and so
Right. And I don't think he did. I think it was a shock announcement, but I think it still kind of worked out. We didn't see anybody from ROH come in at Revolution.
Nope.
If I'm remembering, no, we didn't.
No.
So
Revolution was actually relatively low on surprises,
right,
which is fine. You don't have to have all these shock surprises. I mean, you had William Regal, and you had
surprise.
Swerve, and Swerve really wasn't a huge surprise because we knew Swerve was coming.
Did we?
It had been reported on a variety of dirt sheets.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 weeks ago that Swerve had signed.
Okay.
Swerve has signed. He's expected to show up within the next couple weeks, and then it was 2 weeks later when he showed up. So I mean, we knew he was likely coming. It's just when.
Mm-hmm. Right.
William Regal was the only surprise.
That's it. Dirt sheets didn't even know about that at all.
Yep.
Nice.
I will point out. I was just thinking about this in the WWE packs that I've been opening. I did just realize that in my Allen and Ginter, I do have soon to be Hall of Famer Vader.
Oh, nice.
And reportedly soon to be announced, soon to be Hall of Famer Psycho Sid.
So you're gonna have Sid as part of the Hall of Fame class?
Reportedly. Andrew Zarian was reporting it earlier today. I think they didn't want to announce it too soon after the Big Van Vader announcement because I don't think they wanted to overshadow.
Well, yeah, and that's it. And they usually do once a week anyways, right? So
yeah, but Andrew Zarian was reporting that Sid was the next announcement they were going to do.
So I wonder if Sid is going to talk about the fact that he shat his pants when the Hall of Famer to be, The Undertaker, gave him a tombstone.
Or is he going to talk about how he is twice the man that Kevin Nash is, but he's got half the brain Kevin Nash has?
Did he say this? He actually said this one time?
That was a very famous WCW promo where he's...
Oh, yeah, his promos were so bad.
He's like... And there's rumors and reports. Rumors and innuendo, as they say on some of the other podcasts, that it was planned out for him to make this mistake because it'd be funny for him to make this mistake and everything. But yeah, he said, we all know that I'm twice the man you are, and I have half the brains that you have. And it was supposed to be like, I'm twice the man you are, and you have half the brains.
Right.
You're half the man I am, and you have half the
I got
brains
twice
I
the
am,
brain.
things like that, or whatever. And he just fucked it up, But in true Psycho Sid fashion, that lives on. Between that and the "We're live, buddy," Psycho Sid always had some fun in promos. But
yeah, I remember even the whole thing. I think when he was looking for Goldberg or Jericho in the parking lot. I'm not sure which one. I remember seeing it on like the Rise and Fall of WCW. That little segment there, he was just, and a lot of the wrestlers were just saying like it was hard to just really understand him because he put so much into the promo and he was screaming so much that it was just ridiculous. It was almost like a Warrior promo kind of thing. So, Unfortunately, he wasn't. Is Luger supposed to be in the Hall of Fame? Why am I thinking Luger? Oh, I think I just saw some fan saw him at a wrestling con thing and he was there. I don't think anything, but I
Yeah.
mean, that would be kind of neat to have Luger in the Hall of Fame too. I mean,
Yeah, I think what happened is they were like talking about putting him in the Hall of Fame, and then the whole Miss Elizabeth dying uh reportedly due to I want to say it was a drug overdose from stuff that Lex Luger was involved in.
right.
And so they decided to be like, nope, there's that negativity around him. We're gonna pull away from that. Yeah, 2003, Elizabeth died as a result of a drug and alcohol overdose at the age of 42. Luger had been living with her at the time, and the death was linked to involvement in heavy drug use with her, as well as several documented incidents with the law that led up to her death.
Snap.
Yeah. So, like, they brought up his name when they were talking about putting the Four Horsemen in, but they pulled it from there because they just say there's too much negative behind his name, and maybe eventually, I mean, if they can get past it with Hulk Hogan, all the shit that he did, and all the shit the Warrior did, and all the shit that
Right.
almost all of these people have done,
Right. I mean, they finally put China in too, right? So they'll never put Sonny though. Sonny just keeps getting into trouble.
Yeah, I mean, she might eventually get in, but it'll probably be posthumous because they'll be like, okay, we need to make sure that no more shit's gonna show up.
Yeah, it will just be no. I don't think they're gonna.
We
They won't
can't
do
have,
it when she's alive because
Yeah, that's my
there's
point,
no
is
way for.
we can't have the risk of the headline WWE Hall of Famer Sonny arrested for
DUI or
DUI or pornography charges or whatever. I don't know. But well, let's go ahead and get into the fantasy booking.
Let's do it.
That's what brought this show around. I always open up with the invitation to see if you want to go first or if you want me to go first.
So I'll do one.
Okay.
Let me ask you questions first. You're gonna know by this question exactly where I'm going with this. How many superstars do you know have masks right now?
WWE superstars? Or does it not matter?
Well, let's just open it up to WWE, AEW, and Impact.
Okay, so in terms of masks, we've got Rey Mysterio Jr., of course, and I always am going to call him Junior because there was a Rey Mysterio.
Right.
I think he's the only one still masked in main roster WWE.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking too.
NXT might have some masked wrestlers, but I just don't know offhand. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that. In AEW, you have like Fuego del Sol and Serpentico,
Luchasaurus,
Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon.
Right.
And then number 10 from the Dark Order wrestles in a mask.
Right.
Alan Angels sometimes wrestles in a mask, but I think he's moving away from the mask now, so I'm not sure. And then Evil Uno still wears a mask.
Okay, fair.
I think
and then I guess -1. I mean, you have
-1. Yeah, -1 wears a mask.
Okay.
But in terms of regular wrestlers, I think that's all the masked ones in AEW.
Abaddon isn't a mask, right? That's just makeup.
Nope, that's just makeup.
Same thing with Rosa. Sting makeup.
Sting is makeup.
Darby's
Darby's
makeup.
Yeah. I think that's all currently, but yeah. I don't offhand think of anyone in Impact that wears a mask currently.
Well, I mean, I guess Grisham, but he only wears
Gresham wears
entrance.
it to the ring, but
To the ring.
but not.
There's got to be more. I feel like we're missing someone though.
In a similar thing, Andrade wears a mask to the ring, but not
That's fair.
actually in the ring. I'm going through the AEW roster right now to kind of see. House of Black all wear masks to the ring, but I'll take them off in the ring.
Right.
I kind of wish Christopher Daniels would wear a mask that would cover that fucked up eye of his.
Oh, jeez.
Creepy.
It's creepy.
It's fucking creepy. Have you seen that thing?
I don't think so. I don't think maybe I'm just not as judgmental as you are, but I'll certainly check it out.
No, it's been a focal point of being the elite how creepy that eye is.
Oh, really? Okay. His right or his left?
It's his I believe left eye.
His left eye.
Apparently
okay. So
it's
our
not-
right side, his left, when he's looking at the camera.
Yeah, it would be.
Our right, his left.
Yeah, when we're looking at him, it'd be his left eye, what would look like our on the right side of our screen.
Okay,
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes. All
right.
Hey,
fair
technically,
enough. I'll
Kip
look into
Sabian wears a box over his head. Does that count?
that.
I mean, he's not wrestling actively, but he's wearing that box. So,
Okay, so I'll open it up to not necessarily build me your mask versus mask, but build me your gimmick versus gimmick to really broaden it a bit, where loser rather is not allowed to have that gimmick anymore, and the winner is allowed to go between those two gimmicks, whichever gimmick his opponent had. A little too vague?
Sorry. No, sorry, I was just finishing up the AEW roster, and I think that was all the mask ones on the AEW roster.
So there's not a lot anymore, and that's what was I was trying to kind of figure out when I was playing the Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero Mask versus Championship match at Halloween Havoc. So,
that you lost twice.
once technically.
No, twice. Because you had to restart it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right. Okay. Really quickly, just to be completionist, I'm on the WWE page just to make sure. Rey Mysterio Jr. The only one. T-Bar no longer wears his stupid mask.
Right.
They fired Shane Thorne, so no mask for him. Nikki ASH wears a mask.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Technically a mask.
It's a valid point.
Just saying.
No, you're right. So Eminem becomes most gold and platinum certified artist in history. Sorry, I just read that. Figured our wrestling fans who like Eminem, maybe our wrestling fans, our wrestling podcast fans who might like Eminem.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, there might be some overlap there. I think in terms of WWE, the only one that consistently wears a mask is Rey Mysterio Jr.
Okay, so we'll switch it to gimmick. Gimmick versus gimmick. Danhausen's makeup. So gimmick versus gimmick. I guess build me your gimmick versus gimmick match. Doesn't have to be with one promotion per se. If you want to keep it on one promotion with two gimmick wrestlers, you certainly can. Just kind of build me how you would go with that. Well, I guess I'll leave it to you. Either you can build me the matchup or build me how we get there and why you chose that person to win.
Gimmick versus gimmick. So I need to have two people that I wouldn't be sad if one of them loses their gimmick.
Well, you're making the match, so you can have.
So one of them has to lose their gimmick.
Yeah,
and so I have to make sure that whichever that
when you don't like,
I'm fine with them losing their gimmick.
That's fair.
Got it. Got stretch for this one. It's going to be a friends versus gimmick match. A trios match, to be precise.
Oh, okay.
On one side, you are going to have the best friends, featuring all of the best friends: Chucky T, Beretta, Wheeler Yuta. Let's bring Rocky Romero in the mix there and all that, but specifically Orange Cassidy and one Danhausen.
Mm-hmm.
And so the match is going to feature Orange Cassidy, Danhausen, and we'll do Wheeler Yuta. We'll keep the traditional best friends out of it.
Okay.
But the rule is, if they lose, they can't be friends anymore. No more friends for you if you lose.
Okay.
No more friends. On the other side, we have Mr. Ass himself, Billy Gunn, and his two sons, the Gun Club. Where if they lose, they can't be the Gun Club anymore, and they have to go by Rod and Todd Ass.
Rod and Todd Ass.
And the build-up's already started. Hashtag Ass Boys.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
And so, I would have this take place. Should we wait until Full Gear? Let it build up over 6 months? Or
They could easily do that, yeah. I mean, they've been doing it with just social media here and there, and
yeah,
that's
part of why I'm debating, because they've been actually already doing it, so they could have the payoff at Double or Nothing here in a few months. Maybe not all the way till Full Gear. We'll go to All Out. That'll be the better one. So still a few months, but not quite as many. Anyways, but it's going to lead up to the match. It is going to feature Mr. Ass and the Gun Club versus the Best Friends. The match is going to be fire. We all know it is. Gun Club's good. Yeah. Billy Gunn's good. Like everything, but it is going to feature in the end the triumphant victory by the Best Friends. They are going to get to continue to be the Best Friends, and for at least a short period of time, the Gun Club will go by Ass Boys
forever.
I think they'll probably eventually be the Ass Boys, the Gun Club. Or something.
I feel like they're just gonna change it though. Like they might as well. I feel like they're getting more popularity with Ass Boys than Gun Club. So
they might, but I think they want to try to go with Gun Club because it's a name that they've got trademarked really well. I mean, they've trademarked Ass Boys, but Gun Club I think has more marketability in the long run. So I think they want to do that. But either way, even for a short period of time, it still would be good for them to come out too. Yeah, we're Ass Boys.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we're Ass Boys. They actually, you saw that Danhausen had a song made for the Ass Boys.
No,
he did. It's epic.
I gotta check that out. It's on YouTube.
Yep.
Oh no, you're gonna put it on, aren't you?
Yeah. We'll see if we get demonetized for it.
Oh, no moolah for us. But epic entertainment, apparently. Is the trade-off worth it? We'll let you know.
We'll find out.
We'll find out sooner rather than later. But yeah, I think that'd be fun because that's something that's kind of already happening. and like you mentioned, and that would just be a good time. What would you make it where if, let's say, Cassidy and Danhausen lost?
Well, the
If, let's
gimmick
say, went
was
that route,
they wouldn't
just
be
can't be
allowed to be
friends
friends
anymore.
anymore, and so they would have to break up. And
Not like and by the way, you can't put your hands in your pocket anymore, and you can't put
no,
curses
just
anymore.
because it's about not being friends anymore. That was the whole
All
thing.
right, that's fair.
Okay.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. With a wonderful gift to Billy Ass and the Ass Boys. Danhausen, great friend, great strong friend, Billy Ass. And a gift for his wonderful Ass Boys, a new entrance theme song. So that way they can embrace the ass and enter to the proper musics. Danhausen has hired musical professionals to do such a thing. Danhausen wrote the lyrics himself. So enjoy.
We're the Ass Boys. We're the Ass Boys. We're the Ass and the Ass Boys. We're the Ass Boys. We're the Ass and the Ass Boys.
Okay. I'm only gonna play that much because I
Yeah,
really don't want
that's fair. Just completely. Yeah, we did this whole podcast, and it's completely shut off because of that.
completely shut down. Because of that. We're the Ass Boys.
That is catchy, though. He
Billy
can
Ass
sing, too.
and the Ass Boys.
That's actually him singing, no?
No, it's not Danhausen singing. But he did apparently write the lyrics to it.
Oh, okay.
And who was it? 2 Minutes to Late Night is the name of the band.
Oh, okay.
So you can find it on YouTube. 2 Minutes to Late Night. Billy Ass and the Ass Boys official video. Copyright 2022. So that's the part there that made me go, let's not play it too long.
That's fair. That does sound good, though. That does sound good.
But no, what better punishment for the best friends if they're not allowed to be
Can't
friends,
be friends
anymore?
anymore.
Can't be
That's
friends.
true. That's
That
true.
means all of them. That doesn't just mean those three. So then Trent Beretta and
Oh my god. They can't give the people what they want anymore.
they wouldn't be able to give the people what they want. You got to give the people what they want.
You got to give. I mean, that's the whole philosophy of anything in entertainment. You got to
Yes.
give the people what they want.
You got to give them what they want.
Aside
Give him
from
what I want.
Batista, do not give him what he wants. Don't do
Batista
it.
doesn't
Don't
get
do
what
it.
he wants.
No, never. Bam. Nice. I like that.
Short and sweet, but
No,
That's
that
what I would
works.
so for you, because we were talking theme songs, I was thinking about this because there's the furor online over CM Punk using his old music, and some people being like, well, that's not fair because we're not like old school fans. We didn't know that it was his old music, and so we were confused. Other people like, you should suck it. If you didn't know CM Punk's old music, you can't call yourself a CM Punk fan.
Well,
and
and CM Punk even wrote on a fan about that and then deleted it because the fan was just genuinely not knowing.
yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't watch ROH and da 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 da. And it was like a genuine, like, I wasn't trying to troll you, Punk.
Yeah.
I just didn't know, you know?
The problem with that argument in my book, and don't
Do
get me
your
wrong,
fucking research.
yeah, well, do you freaking? But here's the biggest thing is, Excalibur fucking said, "Oh my goodness, this is his old Ring of Honor theme."
Right.
Excalibur said it as he was coming out. So yeah, you didn't get the pop of recognition. I get that. We've talked before about how great theme songs have that instant recognition. I got to be honest, it had been such a long time since I heard it that I didn't like 100% recognize it at first. I'll be the first to admit. I also
Oh, I didn't either. I mean, the only reason why I thought it was maybe ROH is because how he was dressed. Because that's how I remembered him in ROH. And I was like, oh, this is
I
old
also will have to admit that my brain got all conflagrated with CM Punk theme songs because he's had three main theme songs in his career. He's had Masaru Kentare, which is the one that played here, which is originally performed by the band AFI, or A Fire Inside. He then in WWE had This Fire Burns, performed by Killswitch Engaged as his theme song
Okay.
for a while. And then when he came back from his leaving WWE with the title thing, that's
Right.
when he had Cult of Personality. And that's what continued to be his theme song by In Living Color
Right.
ever since then. So, but my brain got conflagrated between This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engaged and Masario Kantare from A Fire Inside. The fire part in my brain got all... And so in our text messages back and forth during it, I mistakenly misidentified it as This Fire Burns at first, before then being like, oh wait, nope, I gotta correct myself. It's Masario Kantare, because it was. So, but that's the point. I mean, I'm a fan. I watched some of Ring of Honor when he was back in Ring of Honor. I watched early. Oh, hey, look who decides to join.
Oh. Hey, bud.
Someone finally shows up.
Send the link, motherfucker.
He been waiting.
Been
Look who
waiting.
just he's been waiting.
He
been
just
waiting.
joined in this thing. I sent you the invite at 10:15.
No. He woke up and then I said, "Yeah, come on in."
Yeah. Look at the shit. Motherfucker.
Not my job.
I
My
fell
job is to host a
asleep.
podcast.
Yeah, it's a valid point. It is.
I
a
mean,
hard
in fairness,
job.
I fell asleep this afternoon too, but I
Oh, you can sleep during the day?
no, not during the day, but it was afterwards, after work, while my wife was watching a show with my daughter, and I was just like, hey, can you just kind of watch her? I'm gonna close my eyes for a bit.
Nice.
4-year-old daughters don't like it when their daddy's asleep, though. They're something
No.
like, hey, is that
Hey.
your eye? Let me see your eye.
Oh,
Daddy, my hands are dirty. Why are you sticking your finger in my eye if your hands are dirty? Gonna have fucking pink eye now. Anyways. So what I was thinking about, DA Fabe joins us. Well, actually, before we get to mine, let's give DA Fabe a chance to crack at your challenge, since we just finished my answer for your challenge.
Perfect. I'm gonna go grab some
For his
cookies.
Challenge. He never fucking does a long challenge.
It really wasn't that long of a challenge because we talked Revolution for a while first.
We did.
And just BS for a while. His challenge was originally. We also talked WWE 2K22 because that's what he was playing beforehand, which informed his challenge.
Apparently, I sucked at.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
Allegedly.
His
Allegedly.
Thank you.
his challenge was originally it was going to be book a current mask versus mask match, but then we realized that in terms of WWE, AEW, and Impact, there really aren't a ton of mask wrestlers. AEW has
Motherfucker. Go on.
AEW has a fair amount of masked wrestlers, but WWE has, as far as we can tell, one masked wrestler. Do you need to get a paper towel?
All right. What happened?
What dog doing? He spilled his drink on his keyboard.
One job.
That's
Yeah, it wasn't that.
yeah, that sure wasn't his job.
No.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
It's fine.
We should call DA Fabe the delayer.
Billy Axe and the Ass Boys. Bow, bow, bow. They're the Ass Boys. Bow, bow, bow. Billy Axe and the
Oh,
Ass
yeah,
Boys.
my floor.
Bow, bow, bow.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's turn this off for a second. There it is.
And he's gone. Yep, he's gone.
Well, now we
So-
play the waiting game.
Let's see if that forced his whole computer to shut down.
Just because of the keyboard? No.
I was trying to find a button to power off the keyboard, and it might have been the button to power off the computer that he pressed.
From the keyboard?
Or put it to sleep.
Is that
No,
that's
no,
him,
that's
no?
still him. So he's still on. He's just in cameraless mode. He can't hear us because he doesn't have his headphones on yet.
Nope.
So we can say whatever we want about him.
It's still recorded. He can hear us afterwards.
Yeah.
But he probably doesn't listen afterwards, so I think we're good.
Bow now now, Billy Ass and the Ass Boys. Bow now now.
Hi guys, I'm sorry I had a little stuff going on.
Yeah, you had a little bit of an incident. That's fine. I have a 4-year-old, so I'm used to incidents happening.
I am the incident. Mostly because I was asleep 5 minutes ago.
So, anyways, his challenge was to book a gimmick versus gimmick match. For lack of a better term, a mask versus mask match, but you can use whatever gimmicks you want because there aren't enough masked wrestlers in WWE to really make it worth it. There.
Or AEW.
Or really AEW. There are a few more in AEW, but so gimmick versus gimmick match. Book it. Who would win? Why? What's the aftermath?
Stay in their current companies and all that.
No, just mostly based off the gimmick. So let's say it would be the Best Friends versus the Gun Club. If the Gun Club had lost, they have to call themselves the Ass Boys from now on. If Orange Cassidy and Danhausen had lost, then they are no longer able to be friends anymore. Because that's their gimmick. They're best friends, right? With that whole crew. So more
But
along
otherwise,
those
he
lines.
was leaving it pretty wide open. So
Yeah.
if you needed to cross promotions or whatever, you could do it.
And the floor is
All
yours.
right, I got it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So it's cough. It's cough versus cough apparently. Interesting pick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mute. There's a mute button for a reason.
No, man. We're living this whole thing. Fucking John Moxley in this episode.
I don't want to live vicariously through your coughing. All right, what do you got? Spit it out.
All right.
You don't got it, do you?
I had it.
You've
got
got it. It's gone. Jesus Christ.
There it is.
Oh,
Lost it again. No, all right. So I'm gonna have Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho. Hair versus hair, but they both have hair for different reasons. Chris Jericho's hair, rock star. Jungle Boy never got cut. Was raised by
Jungle.
wolves in the jungle.
Jungle Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Jungle Boy's gonna win. Chris Jericho's gonna go on tour with Fozzy.
bald?
What?
He's going to go on to with Fozzy bald?
Just get a haircut.
No, but it's hair versus hair.
Hair versus hair never said you had to shave him bald, though. Specifically.
That's right.
And he could go back to old short hair Chris Jericho.
He
He
could.
was a rock star with short hair Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and I mean the dude looks like he could use a reprieve from the extra heat.
Yeah.
He's
That's valid.
he's insulating here already. He doesn't need the insulation here. And that way we can see fucking Jungle Boy do Jungle Boy shit. Which,
And I don't think that match has ever happened either. So we'd also see a first time in AEW.
Yeah.
Boom. Nice.
Jungle
it.
versus Jericho. It even says a video game, man.
Yeah, Jungle versus Jericho. I can dig with that. Jungle in the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller match.
Yeah.
Is that the ass boys? Down, down, down.
He's still on
Billy
his
ass
ass boys.
and the
I'm sure his
Well,
is better, but I'm still waking up. So.
that song is just too catchy. I gotta be honest with you. So yeah. So we were moving on to my challenge. My challenge, it's actually way better now that I have both of you here. So, what I want to do is it's going to be kind of rapid fire, back and forth. But I'm not going to necessarily rapid fire directly. I'm just going to go back and forth between you guys. But seeing as we had CM Punk debut under old music this weekend, I want you each to... I think 4 is a good number. Each, we'll go back and forth, 4 wrestlers that you would want to go back to an old music, and what old entrance music you would have them do. And why? Why did you like that one for them? So each of you does 4. Who wants to go first?
So I'll go first. I think
Hey, I'm mute.
I think I would much rather Roman go for the Shield music again. I think you could still make that, but maybe, I guess, tweak it a little bit more heelish, but still have all the same tunings of the Shield, dun, 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 kind of thing. I'm not a fan of how his music is now. It's like just not as recognizable as the Shield. And yeah, I don't know. I think that music would make it even more exciting. The only thing I'm excited about with Roman is acknowledge me. And then, his promos are fine. But I think that would get me a little bit more pumped out when he comes out. Have the Shield music blasting.
Okay. DFAB?
So we're alternating these?
Yes,
Yes.
we're alternating.
Oh, shit. I thought I could take a nap with fucking themes like that being the fucking answers.
Wow.
Yeah, what's up?
Alone.
I already took my nap. I don't need a nap now. Yeah.
Apparently you do. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
All right. Go back to their old team, Triple H. The music right after DX broke up. The what's up? Is this on?
Oh, okay.
With the green and red strobes or whatever green and
I get it.
yellow
I just think
strobes.
you're tone deaf.
Here, hold up, wait. I don't think it's gonna break our licensing if I keep it under 2 minutes or under 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we played 30 seconds of Billy Ass and the Ass Boys earlier, so.
I turn this back on. Hold on. Or that, or it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, that's a great theme song.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's lovely ads. What can I tell you? Something about the new Google Pixel 6, guys. Go get it.
It's the one I carry. It's about something.
Is this on? Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H.
You weren't even doing
Yes.
that at all. You were
I went,
not.
Bridget.
I
Shut your fucking hole.
am going to save a clip of that.
And post
That's
it
the
on
music,
Twitter and see
That's
if
the
anyone
Triple H
could
music
recognize the theme song. No, that's a great theme song, though. I would, yeah.
And I love Foghat or Motorhead or whoever Lemmy's part of. I'm just fucking with you. I knew it was Motorhead. I said Foghat to fuck with people. Calm down.
I think you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Calm down. Okay, maybe I did
Calm
think it was Fall Guy.
Calm down. Just calm down. Calm down.
Um, but there was just something about that transition. Just fucking was like, all right, this motherfucker's serious now. It ain't no fucking DX bullshit no more.
No, that
I
was
liked
a
it.
great song.
I liked it a lot.
And that's where he started the water thing, no?
Yes,
With that theme song?
that's right after the JR interview. I am the damn king, JR.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
It's good shit.
That's one down each.
Good
Back to JLB. Next one.
Dr. JLB. You thought I left. No, I just didn't want you to see me sleeping. You're up, man. Sorry.
Yep. Come on. Come on.
I am erratic as fuck tonight. Holy shit.
What do you mean? You have to give me
Ping-ponging
one.
back
huh?
and forth.
Yeah, you have to give me one. Oh, no. I just have
No,
to
he's
say one.
just,
All right,
yeah,
my bad.
we're just rolling back.
All right. AJ Styles to his Impact song, which was the. I'm having Jeff Jarrett's song in my head now for some reason. My world, but it's not that one. But it was like simply phenomenal. I remember it. It's been so long that now, but yeah, I could definitely play it. AJ Styles TNA theme. Was it the 2009 to 2012? On my own. I am. Sorry, that's it.
Okay.
Love that song. That was like his best one ever. I mean, I'm used to the new AJ one now, but yeah.
Okay, back to DA Fabe.
I'm going to mute my mic real quick so I can hear this first to make sure that's the one I want, okay? And then I'll play it.
Either way, Officer Smarks does not seem pleased.
It's not the way I would have gone for. I mean, I don't know if I would have chosen AJ Styles' theme song one way or another, but whatever. This is why this is a fun game for you guys.
You're like, I hate all of your picks.
I'm telling you right
ready?
now, my first choice would be Sting going back to Search and Destroy.
Seek and search and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready? Here you go.
But that's what he has now.
No, it is not.
Oh yeah, it's
Mark, help me out, brother.
It's that different.
It is different. They remade it in WWE, I think.
Okay,
But
just have the WCW style one.
yep.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that was the WWE one.
Yes.
Okay.
Second one's the WWE one. First one was the WCW one. The
Oh, yeah,
WCW
they're
one.
different.
There's something for originals, man.
Yeah, it
There's
hits
something
harder.
for originals.
Okay. Yep. Nope. That's fair. That's 2 down each. Back to JLB.
I would have never have changed Kane's original theme song.
Amen. That was actually going to be my other choice.
With the
Yeah.
mask. And then whatever. My God, it's hellfire and brimstone. That's gotta be Kane. Great theme song. Never should have changed it. Should have just kept with that. Should have been like The Undertaker, although The Undertaker technically changed a few times. But yeah, definitely Kane's old theme was epic. That was monumental. And you didn't need a lyric to go in front of it so you can recognize it. Just that was amazing. You're up.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Keith Lee NXT. I don't hate the AEW one. I know that they can't get the rights to the NXT one. But I would have never changed it in WWE.
In fairness, I was thinking about it. They might be able to get the rights to the NXT.
Was it Jim Johnson, you think?
No, it was CFOs, but the whole thing is WWE's moving away from CFOs because CFOs as a group is no longer together. So the licensing rights are just held by the record company, and WWE doesn't want to pay the record label for them. So
they'll pay for Keith Lee just to fuck over AEW.
Yeah. So that's why they moved him away from his NXT. That's why they moved all of them away. That's why all of them coming up from NXT get new ones. It's actually why so many wrestlers have new theme songs just out of the blue. It's like, who else got a new theme song just recently? It was just like right before Royal Rumble, like 2 people got new theme songs, just like literally the SmackDown before Royal Rumble. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, Ricochet was one.
Ricochet was one of them because his old one was a CFO's one. The other one was one of the women's wrestlers, but I can't remember who it was. Anyways, because I remember saying that right before Royal Rumble is not the time to change a person's theme song.
Right.
Okay. That's 3 down each.
Yeah.
Back to JLB for the final of his side.
So I don't think Christian is using this one, but just Close Your Eyes Christian theme song.
Yeah, he's not using. I mean, he's got a whole new theme song for
Right?
AEW. So
Okay, that's it. Like that too is just epic, completely synonymous with Christian. Did he only do that one in Impact, or was that also in WWE? No, that was TNA, no?
Yeah, probably just TNA.
Oh, TNA was pretty good with the freaking theme songs, man.
TNA did pretty decent.
Yep. Music in Christian's case, it was a version of Evanescence, My Last Breath, but we doubt many people ever got to hear it.
Yeah.
Such a good theme song, though.
Okay, final one from DA Fade.
I'm gonna have a bonus at the end of this.
Okay.
But
Almost final one from DA Fade.
Yes. So, in terms of reverting back to an old theme, when The Rock came back in 2003, he had the little city background thing, and I would just go back to "Hit the Smell" with The Rock.
I would even go back with "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
Yeah, either of those with that as the opening theme. None of the weird city thing. That was weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes
I'm
sense.
also down with Booker T going back to the original Harlem Heat music.
Can you dig it? That was great, though. Hot take. I do believe that Stone Cold's Disturbed theme should have always have been his theme.
As long as there's breaking glass at the beginning,
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have the breaking glass, but then Disturbed's theme would have been just crazy. Love
this
that.
theme this song was never used by any professional wrestler. When I was young and thought I was going to be a professional wrestler, of course I never took zero
training.
steps towards being a professional wrestler. But I knew my fucking theme song. If I was going to put it on a wrestler today, it would be on Killer Cross. This is a song called Narayanan. I think that's how you pronounce it, by The Prodigy. And I would put that on Killer Cross in a heartbeat.
Yeah, this episode's never going to see the light of day.
Yeah. We're gonna get
Not getting
copyright
monetized
strikes-
on this one.
Yeah, copyright strikes left and right. Boom, boom, boom.
But
That's our new tagline. Raw and Order WBU.
That song-
Copyright strikes left and right.
In
Boom, boom, boom.
1998, in 1997, 98, I bought the album for the best Prodigy album there was, which was Fat of the Land.
Fat of the Land.
And that song's number 7, and I just fucking was like, yeah, like
Change my pitch up.
smack
Smack my bitch up.
That would also be a great theme song. There's about 6 songs on there that would be fantastic for wrestling themes.
I too also
That was
at
the
one
same
point,
with Firestarter, no?
Yep, Firestarter was on that one. Yeah.
Say I'm a Firestarter. Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun,
too
dun, dun.
at one point
So
thought
was
I was
Breathe.
going to be a
Breathe was
professional
also on
wrestler.
Damn, that was all on the same album?
Yeah.
Breathe was
Yeah.
on that.
Fire. Breathe
Yeah,
with me.
that album was phenomenal. I too thought I was going to be a professional wrestler without taking any training or any steps towards
Yeah.
it. The only step I took was telling my mom one night that I wanted to look into going into professional wrestling school, and then my mom spent half an hour telling me all the reasons that I shouldn't be a professional wrestler, including the fact that I give up on things way too easily. And, I'm not super athletic, and I don't like pain.
See, Mom? You see where I'm at now?
Yeah. Almost 3 years of the podcast now, Mom. And give up on this. But
You can still do it, buddy. You could.
You could still do it.
I mean, in
Or
fairness,
Jumpy Jackson, you're there.
DDP, man, you know, he
Yeah.
was almost my age when he started wrestling. I mean, he was already in good shape
younger.
and
Yeah. I mean, he started training at 32.
yeah,
But,
you know, but
Yeah.
but I mean,
what's
it's-
fucking 10 years? Who cares?
yeah, who cares? So what if my knees are bad and my back's bad and I'm out of shape and you know I've got a family and bills and shit and
Yeah, you can't travel now.
can't travel and you know I mean who cares, right?
You'll
Fuck that
lose the
test.
weight when all you eat is bologna.
Yeah.
2 slices a day.
I'll lose the weight when I'm throwing up all the time from all the squats they make me do.
And you also have no money from the divorce that is inevitably going to happen.
She can take it all, both dollars.
What one of the ones I would have done is, and I know this is unpopular opinion, but Edge going back to Never Gonna Stop. The Rob Zombie.
I suppose.
That's my favorite Edge theme, and I know people love metal.
How did that go?
It was the Rob Zombie. Never gonna stop you. Never
Oh.
gonna stop.
Yeah,
It still started with the "You think you know me."
right. I think I actually prefer that theme better.
Also, somebody bring back Gangrel's music. I don't even fucking care if we have Gangrel or a vampire gimmick or anything.
Well, I mean, we've had it
That
like
music
twice
was
this
great.
year.
Yeah, just Edge coming out to it.
That's it. So, you know, we kind of got it back for 2 times.
That WWE, I want to say it's the second album that they had, wrestlers themes. Whew, fire, fucking fire. I also would have never let the Undertaker switch off of some variation of the funeral procession song thing, the bobber.
Oh,
Um,
I absolutely hated the Ministry one.
It was good for what it was.
I also would probably and I'll gap for this one, but I would love to have seen Mankind do one more run with the original Mankind theme.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Ode to Freud by Mankind. Yeah, that's the one there.
You gonna give us some background noise? Don't put it on the screen. Fuck. Then we'll have it clear enough that we will get.
Well, the thing is, let's see. I don't even know. Gotta jump through some hoops here because I think I have.
Dexter Loomis could also come out to Narayan.
It's also on the streams too. Well, like Apple, Spotify, they have them all.
Yeah, I have it on my music device.
On your stem player.
Here, on stem player. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear this.
Which will be better.
Can you hear that at all?
Well, I'm playing mine. Do we have both of ours playing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll stop mine then.
Anyways,
Yeah, it was great. And come to think of it, this man has already lost his ear.
yeah, already
When
lost his ear.
when he came out to that theme song. He's done so much hardcore matches since he debuted there in WWE. Like just the amount of career this guy has done and had and matches and fire.
Okay. Do that. Okay.
What are you doing now?
So I'm trying to see if I can get this set up in a way that I can do everything right. Okay, let's see what were there. Okay, this one goes to one of DA Fabe's choices.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Ha. The Rock playing the SmackDown. The Rock says,
It works great.
That's fire.
This is going back earlier in Edge.
I enjoy that one deeply.
Yeah, that one was fire. But this was
That
the Never
was
Gonna Stop Me one? No.
No.
Oh, that was the Jim Johnston one. Give me one second.
Yeah.
I've got a fair amount of WWE music on my computer, so
Jesus, nerd.
Says the guy with a giant Batman behind his head.
Someone
I've got-
painted that for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Robert Pattinson probably did.
I did watch it. I can't.
I don't think it.
Good or bad.
I've heard it's not 98% Rotten Tomatoes, even though that's what the Rotten Tomatoes rating is for it.
Yeah, I
I've
wouldn't
heard
say it's the
people
best
love-
Batman.
You wouldn't say?
I wouldn't say it's the best Batman. It's
See, and-
creative.
It's
that's
tough
what
to
you'll-
beat all of the Dark Knight series.
a lot of the people that I've been seeing say here's the thing: is it's different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
Detective Batman.
But it's the first time in the history of Batman movies that they've showed off the detective side. So
No, it's fine.
But-
There was nothing wrong with it. It's just it didn't really
Um,
add anything either.
it's
Aside from
currently at-
more.
86% critics and 89% for audience score.
So it's peeling back some.
Well, it always does. I mean,
Freshness.
as you get more critics and more audience out there, that always evens out a bit. I mean, there's over 10,000 ratings for audience score, and that's gonna even things out a bit. But here's I haven't seen it yet, so I can't make a judgment. But
I mean, I can't even say much about it either because I was incredibly under the influence when going to watch it. So
what I can say is, and I've had this controversial opinion for a long time, I firmly believe that as good as The Dark Knight is, that its mystique has been held up to a higher level based on Heath Ledger's death. That if Heath Ledger had not died shortly before the release of that movie, shortly after the filming of that movie, and the legends of how he went so dark in the character that's what ended up causing him to, all this stuff. I don't think it would have had the overall
Stank on it.
yeah.
I mean, that's
and
possible. But
and
I mean,
here's
it
the deal:
was
is
pretty good.
I will extend this theory to one of my favorite movies of all time, The Crow. I firmly believe. Now, I was excited for The Crow long before it came out, long before Brandon Lee died. But I also do believe that from an overall cultural significance, The Crow would not have had the impact it had if Brandon Lee had died during filming. It would have been seen in modern day. People would see it as a 90s noir gothic action movie, and that's about it.
Right.
And I think we hold some of these movies up to higher standards after the star died because of that mystique that it brings. I fully think that The Dark Knight Rises is a deeply flawed movie. As much as I like it, there's some major flaws with it. And I also, like the idea of a Batman movie that explores a Batman who's not just, I'm going to swoop in and beat up people,
Right.
a Batman that actually solves crimes. There are some things with the new Batman movie that I do know about, even though I haven't seen it, that I think enhance the Batman mythos in a way that even the comic books have never gone into. That I think will be really fun to explore down the road.
Where are they? Sorry.
But I also do have the unpopular opinion, maybe, that and like again, I haven't seen Robert Pattinson, so I can't really comment on him. But that of all the people who portrayed Batman slash Bruce Wayne over the years, the one who had the potential to be the best Batman slash Bruce Wayne of them all and never got the chance to really show us is Ben Affleck.
Michael Keaton.
Kevin Conroy is the best Batman. I'll say that.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Pattinson wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't hate him. I didn't overly like him. I didn't think he was the best one either. But like, I'm like, okay, I could see him as Batman though.
I will 100% throw down hands with anyone who doesn't agree that Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Kevin Conroy was which one?
He's the Batman the Animated Series and the voice of the Batman in most of the animated stuff.
He's
but
defending him. Yeah, he's using Kevin Conroy, who didn't actually have to act, just had to be a voice. It's like saying that,
Kevin
Luke
Conroy
Skywalker is literally the best Joker.
Mark Hamill, and he is legitimately the best Joker. There's no doubt about that.
He's the best voice of the Joker, correct.
He is legitimately the best Joker.
He's never acted as the Joker.
He has acted as the Joker.
He's a voice.
I mean, he's voice acted.
Kevin Conroy also has acted as Bruce Wayne live action. So there. But
Again, on
again,
the fucking mic tonight.
again, to my point, I told you it's an unpopular opinion. I do think Ben Affleck had the potential to be the best overall Batman and Bruce Wayne, but he never got a chance to truly show us what he was capable of.
He played the best Bruce Wayne of all of them by leaps and bounds,
by far, and he had the potential to be the best Batman if they would have given him a solo Batman movie like he was supposed to do.
It's true. He never got one, right? He was always like in a Justice League.
Everything that was good about Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne on the Bruce Wayne side. He was everything that was good about Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. He was a million times better than George Clooney as Bruce Wayne.
For sure.
Nobody, I mean, Val Kilmer will never be at anybody's best or worst on the list.
Val
Michael
Kilmer
Keaton does make best Batman, but that will never make the worst.
Yeah.
Worst.
Up until Ben Affleck, I would have said Val Kilmer had the best Bruce Wayne, but one of the weakest Batman. And I do
the very weakest Batman though by far is George Clooney.
And I do also firmly believe that Batman Forever gets way too much shade It is not as bad of a movie as people like to say. Yes, it's over the top and campy and all of this stuff.
Oh, Batman
but
Forever. I thought
Batman Forever.
My brain was on Batman and Robin. I was like, nah,
but
that's
it was
fucking
not-
horrible.
It was not Batman and Robin. That one was horrible. But no, that Batman Forever.
No, it wasn't.
People.
Arnold was the reason that movie wasn't as, up to par.
Arnold wasn't in Batman Forever. He was Batman and Robin. Batman Forever was Two-Face and
Joker
the
and
Riddler.
Two-Face.
Oh,
Yeah, that one I enjoyed. I did like that one.
Like I said, it was campier. It was the start of the Joel Schumacher era, but
the Batman has nipples.
but it didn't have nipples. And it didn't have the Bat credit card yet. That more.
When Joel Schumacher took over in Batman and Robin, like went full Joel Schumacher in Batman and Robin. It was just like, why? Why is there? Why?
Mm-hmm. I could get past Bat nipples. I could get past, but the Bat credit card was the one that was
just trace it to Wayne Industries, man.
Yeah, how did he apply for that? Did he fill out a MasterCard application with Batman what's your income? What's your social security number? Hey, that looks like Bruce Wayne's social security number.
I don't remember the credit cards thing. I guess it's a good thing.
Oh, if anybody ever tells you that there's a worse Batman movie than Batman and Robin, first punch them, second unfriend them, third never talk to them again.
Duly noted.
The worst Batman movie by far is Batman and Robin. Uma Thurman is the most redeeming piece to that.
That's fair. That's about
Poorly done Bane is the second most redeeming piece to it.
Holy rusted metal, Batman. The metal, it's rusted and full of holes. Holy.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking horrible.
Yes, it was bad.
Anyway,
it was very
almost as bad as us going off topic on a wrestling podcast.
I tell people every time I talk about this podcast to them, I say it's a wrestling podcast, but trust me, we will go off the rails at some point.
All the fucking time.
I had a coworker who was like, I wanted to start a podcast, but I would just go off on tangents and talk, and I go, so do it.
Yeah,
that's how you do podcasts.
Look
at our viewership, duh.
That is podcasting right there. So yeah. So DA Fabe, do you have a challenge for us, or did you sleep too late and
sleep too late? No, I fucking fell asleep waiting for you to text.
Oh,
and then slept through my texts.
Well,
yeah, that's a valid point.
Now I know how you felt in high school. But it would sting less if it wasn't true, I suppose.
Didn't have texting in high school, so
that's legit. Waiting for your page, buddy.
I'm too fucking old.
Waiting for your page.
I didn't have a pager in high school.
Waiting for your public.
The only people when I was in high school who had pagers were drug dealers. I mean, totally did not know any of their numbers.
Snap.
What?
Yep, 100% totally did not.
Drug dealers have pagers?
Well, they used to.
Allegedly.
They might still have pagers.
Allegedly.
Anyway, I had a really good one the other night, and fuck if I can't remember it. I mean, there is a fucking holiday coming up, but shit. I mean, what are we gonna do? Fucking hornswoggle on a pole match? I mean, that's.
Well, I feel like that's always your go-to.
I mean, well, no, my go-to is product placement, but I did a version of that last week.
It's okay. We can end the podcast on the fun game that we always play.
No. God. Now I think I got it because of going no.
Nice.
No. So I'm gonna use iconic. We're gonna re-character I'm okay with this. All right, I'm going to my go-to, and I'm going to use iconic skit show characters, and you have to put a wrestler to them. So things like, I tell you, Stewart. Who's, no.
I feel like that's Danhausen to a T.
Chucky T.
Stewart? What?
Stewart.
Chucky T.
Chucky T is Stewart.
That's my.
He's got his mom there.
Mm-hmm.
Very works.
That's true.
Sue can be a mom.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Fire Marshal Bill.
What is that from?
In Living Color, it's Jim Carrey.
Oh, snap, yes.
Yeah, you might have to come up about a decade for this punk kid to know what we're talking about.
Well, the best skit show characters were 80s and 90s, man.
I know. I'm just saying. You're gonna have Fire Marshal Bill.
I mean, I was born in '89. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Pay attention when you're fucking 2. You might have a podcast in 32 years.
That's another point.
Listen to any 2-year-olds out there.
Mm.
Pay attention to the shit on TV because you might have to talk about it on a podcast in 30 years.
Yeah. Fuck, you're crying for some food.
Yeah. Grow up and prepare for your real job.
Who knows when you're going to be a fake cop on the internet? Talking about wrestling.
Yeah, straight up.
My mom's so proud.
She's like, well, at least you're not a wrestler.
Oh, Mrs. Smarks, who now has the last name Smarkshausen because her son made her. Very awkward for her.
Yeah. Having to
Fire
tell all
Marshal
the
Bill.
neighbors at the retirement community.
A returning, I'll answer this one with my own personal one. A returning Stone Cold Steve Arson. Or Steve Arson.
Steve Arson.
Nice. He's clearly
Steve Austin for Fire Marshal Bill. Woo! That was a Freudian slip if I've ever heard one. Speaking of arson.
Crazy
Nothing.
Steve.
That works.
Crazy Steve.
Yeah. Okay, you got one there, JLB, for Fire Marshal Bill?
I was watching one of the YouTube skits, so I kind of got an idea.
It doesn't take much on Fire Marshal Bill. You're pretty much there.
You watch half of one of the sketches and you get the whole thing. He didn't have a big evolution arc.
Right. Yeah. I almost feel. Hold on. Oh Jesus! I think I'll go with because he can be also comical as well. I think I'd go with Dean Ambrose because he's just that kind of
John
guy.
Moxley is Fire Marshal Bill. I can actually see that too.
Yeah,
Let me show you something. I could see him doing that as the John Moxley character, even.
yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Homie D Clown here.
Homie don't play that.
Which, for a rundown, for those who don't have time to go pause and look at YouTube, this is Major Payne as a clown. Literally the guy who played Major Payne, but really it's the same character. Just one's clowny and the other one's military.
Isaiah Cassidy.
Where are you going with that? I don't hear that. I don't. Buys him some time to look up Homie the Clown.
If you watch any of like the behind the scenes stuff, like on Sammy's vlog or Ethan Page's vlog, I don't know. He just has kind of the personality that I think would fit that.
Put some tennis balls in a sock and
yeah.
I'm gonna play-
I also have to admit that in my brain, I'm keeping the ethnicity because I don't think that's a character you can whitewash.
No.
So
You could call him
Which-
Honky D Clown.
yeah, which does limit, like in WWE, it limits the people because like you can't do Bobby Lashley as Homie the Clown. That doesn't.
I think you
No.
could do. You could probably. I was gonna say Big E.
Biggie maybe, Kofi maybe.
Big E could do it on like a Halloween episode.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
would work well. If they all
I
just
think-
picked different characters from In Living Color.
Even Xavier might even be actually pretty.
He's got the
decent
hair
at that.
for it.
He's got the hair for it, but he also has obviously the excitement like the New Day has, and the homie clownness, if you will, where he can act as silly as Damon Wayans, right? Because it's Damon Wayans who did it. No?
Yes, it's Damon Wayans who does it.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this is still Living Color, no?
Yes, that was on Living Color as well. Yep.
Wow, I really gotta. Is that on any streams? No, huh?
It's probably all over YouTube, I would guess.
Hmm.
Keenan was Keenan Ivory Wayans was really quite comedic genius in terms of his leadership on that show, and so you got some really good stuff there. Really good stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna give you the Coneheads. I need at least 3 people in this, though.
Conehead. We come from France.
Yeah, that was good.
You do a great Conehead, man.
That was great. Yeah.
So, for Father Conehead, Colt Cabana.
Oh, I remember what I was thinking the other night. Now that you said Colt Cabana. Anyway, go on.
Colt Cabana for Mother Conehead. Mother Conehead's tough. Okay. Mother Conehead, Natalia.
So you get Colt Cabana because of his acting ability, and Natalia because of her lack of personality.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
feel like she still had jokes though. No?
yeah, but her jokes were all like straight man jokes. So
Yeah, I mean that's why Dan Aykroyd was on it.
and
Dan
then
Aykroyd's probably the greatest straight man in history.
and then for the daughter, in a fun kayfabe twist, Chris Statlander.
Oh, because she's an alien. I get what you're doing there. I get it.
Yeah, she's an alien playing an alien.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't do this one.
you can't pull off.
I remember the movie.
I had Lance Armstrong as Father Conehead.
I can see that.
Like I could.
I
It stings, and yet I understand it.
We come from France.
We come from France. Okay, so because Smark's got that one, we'll give you an easier one. Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I almost think you would have to put Riddle
As Wayne.
I'm okay with this.
I think
so
that
far.
works. And Garth was really well, they were both pretty fucking silly, but Garth was really technically like
He's a little more dense.
a little bit more dense, right? I think maybe you can put Orange Cassidy if he ups his
Whatever.
personality a tad.
Whatever.
Whatever. Wherever.
Wherever.
Party on, Wayne. Whatever.
Bro.
Bro, whatever. I think you could actually pull off the gimmick just leaving them as their current characters and then give them a local public access TV show just of them being themselves. God, that'd be a fantastic fucking podcast.
Yeah.
All right. The last one I'm going to give you for both of you, because I do want to hear your input on the one that I had the other night. So I'm actually going to do two challenges, and I apologize, but the second one's really, really fast. This one's going to be a weekend update anchor, which is probably going to be somebody who speaks on commentary, but doesn't have to be. So weekend update anchor.
So that's Michael Che and what's his face?
Well,
Currently, Michael Che and yeah, but there
let's-
have been dozens of them over the time. Chevy Chase hosted
Chevy
it.
Chase, Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm
was one of the famous
McDonald, that was
Jimmy-
classic. Yeah.
ones. Jimmy Fallon hosted it. For
Jimmy
a while.
Fallon was Weekend Update?
Yep.
Right
wow.
before Norm Macdonald was Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon. He did a very, very
Very good.
Didn't fuck, I'm totally blanking on his name now.
Will Ferrell? I don't think he did it.
No, not Will Ferrell. David Spade. Wasn't he for a short run?
If he did, it probably wasn't. It probably his personality doesn't really match that very much.
Or
but-
was he just a featured player on Weekend Update?
He might have been. I don't recall at least.
Let's see. We'll figure this. Seth Meyers. Seth Meyers and fucking. I'm totally blanking on her name.
Yeah, I know
Tina
who you're
Fey?
talking about.
No, the other one.
Blonde-haired one.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler. That's who it was.
Seth Meyers and Amy Poehler did it for a long time. Colin Jost is the current one. Dennis Miller was host for a while. Jane Curtin. She was a host for a while with Chevy Chase on it, where he famously used the phrase "Jane, you ignorant slut."
Norm was only on it from 94 to 97. I feel like he was so much longer.
Yep. Dan Aykroyd hosted Weekend Update for a while. Colin Quinn hosted it for a long time.
Norm said something stupid, got himself fired. I don't even remember what it was. But he's like, well, you won't see me next week on this show. And literally, we've never seen him since.
So Seth Meyers was at the beginning of season 32, but then he began some other show, so he left. Who was the other one?
So yeah, it started off. Season 1 was Chevy Chase. Season 2 had Chevy Chase and Jane Curtin. Then it was Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin and Bill Murray for a season, 2 seasons.
Oh, I cannot imagine Bill Murray on that. I don't
season-
see him having very much.
Season
cheers.
6 had Charles Rocket and Gail Mathias. Season 7 had Brian Doyle Murray and Mary Gross, and Christine Ebersole for a short period of time. Season 8 had Brad Hall. Season 9, Brad Hall and Joe Piscopo did it for a while. Season 10 went through Billy Crystal for a short period of time as a guest host, Christopher Guest for a while. Then they went to Dennis Miller, Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon did it for 3 seasons. Norm Macdonald did it for 3. Norm Macdonald and Colin Quinn did it on season 23. I think that's where Norm Macdonald got fired.
Yeah.
And then
That was a
Colin Quinn
very
took over.
solid stint of Weekend Update being one of the stronger segments on
And then
SNL.
Colin Quinn did it for another 2 years. Then Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey did it for 4 years.
Also a very solid
And
stint.
then Tina Fey and Amy Poehler did it for a year, 2 years, I think. Amy Poehler and Horatio Sands for a short period of time. And then
I can't see Horatio Sands behind the desk either.
it was while Tina Fey was pregnant, I believe. And so then when Tina Fey came back,
Okay.
then Amy Poehler and Seth Meyers, then Amy Poehler and Seth Meyers, and then when Amy Poehler left, it was just Seth Meyers, and then Seth Meyers and Cecily Strong, and then Cecily Strong and Colin Jost, and then Colin Jost and Michael Che, and so that's been since 2014.
That's a long
Yeah.
run.
It's a very long run.
That's the longest, technically,
Yeah.
out of any.
Yeah. The best run was Miller through Colin Quinn, all of Colin Quinn. That was a really good run of funny guys.
I do remember Colin Quinn being pretty good, though, too.
Yeah.
Colin Jost has had the most total episodes as hosting Weekend Update, 164 episodes. Michael Che's number 2 at 157. Seth Meyers number 3 at 154. And then Tina Fey, 118. Dennis Miller at 111. And then from there on, it's sub 100. Joe Piscopo only did 1 episode as the host. And Horatio Sands
I
only
don't
did,
remember Joe Piscopo ever doing it.
Yep.
But
And Horatio Sands only did 2 episodes. And Billy Crystal only did 3.
Ah, okay.
so, who you guys got?
Does it say why Norm Macdonald was fired?
He said something about their ratings, if I remember right,
Oh.
or talked smack on NBC or something like that. Well, or no, he dropped the F bomb. Did he drop the F bomb?
I'm going to find out here.
I think I would go with. I feel like my first thought was John Moxley and Seth Rollins because they actually are great together. But then I said, "Oh, but Seth Rollins and KO
That would be a lot of fun.
would probably be really fire." Or then I'm like, "Wait a minute, what about KO and Sami Zayn?"
So, it wasn't one specific joke that got Kevin Nealon off. In fact, it was after
Kevin
a series
Nealon
of jokes.
or
Norm Macdonald, no?
Norm Macdonald, excuse me, Norm Macdonald. It wasn't a single joke. It was a series of jokes. Early 1998, Don Ohlmeyer, president of NBC's, had McDonald removed as Weekend Update anchor, citing a decline in ratings and a drop off in quality. He was replaced by Colin Quinn. McDonald, however, says that the true reason for his dismissal was his series of O.J. Simpson jokes during and after the trial, frequently calling him a murderer, and noting that Ohlmeyer is a good friend of O.J. Simpson and supported him during the proceedings.
fair enough.
So yeah. So now remind me, what's the challenge? We're supposed to put wrestlers in Weekend Update.
Putting a wrestler running Weekend Update.
Okay.
Even RK Bro might be fun because Randy would be more of the serious one, and Riddle would kind of get on his nerves.
Those two could be the Blues Brothers fantastically.
What's fair?
God, this is like the intersection of everything I hate in professional wrestling. Make them a host of a talk show.
Well, I'm sorry, bud. Actually, I have one I think you both agree
Might
with.
also maybe be interesting.
At least it's a comedy talk show.
Yes.
Oh, if it was news anchor, I would definitely say Kane and the Undertaker.
Jeez.
And there would be Fox News Plus. They would be on Fox News Plus network. No, okay.
Okay, so this is going to seem weird for me to say it, but I think hear me out and think about it a bit. One host Matt Cardona. The other host, Cody Rhodes. Straight
you
man
out.
Cody Rhodes. Wild man Matt Cardona.
I don't like it.
I don't want to hear comedy and then him saying that he stopped racism every like 2 seconds.
But then Matt Cardona would make the joke. Oh yeah, but we forget. Cody Rhodes solved racism. So it'd bring him down a notch.
John Cena Southpaw Wrestling segments.
I believe you mean. I gotta remember his
Southpaw
name.
Wrestling.
No, because he wasn't John Cena on Southpaw.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right. You're right. Douche McSturley or whatever his name was.
I looked it up not too long ago because I had to. Lance Catamaran.
Yes,
Where was this?
Southpaw Wrestling. They.
Did you never watch Southpaw Regional Wrestling?
I don't think so. No.
Oh my gosh! It is
You
a.
have to.
It is.
It's
a
on the WWE Network, so you can still find it.
comedy
yeah?
segment.
They did a comedy thing. It was
Literally just an internet. It was never on television.
yeah. It was just on
Oh,
WWE
okay.
Network. In 2017 and 2018, I think is when they did it. It's it was billed as part of all the acquisitions that they found in their archives, the tapes from this small regional wrestling promotion, Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
Okay.
And so they would broadcast these as old tapes of Southpaw Regional Wrestling. And I don't think there was ever any matches on it. It was just like promos, you
Okay.
know,
Promos, yeah.
and commentary and so on and so forth. But it was all like current wrestlers playing characters.
Yeah,
like
Cool characters.
So you had John Cena, who would have been like the serious man at the desk, and then there was like a referee who played the other man at the desk, who was always just asleep.
mhm. Yeah.
Always
so-
asleep. It was hilarious.
So like 24 wrestlers and 9 other characters. So in terms of like wrestlers, you had Carl Anderson playing Chad Too Bad, Rusev playing Big Bartholomew, an unknown wrestler playing the Sea Creature. Luke Gallows was Tex Ferguson. Luke Harper was La Barba Grande. TJP was John Johnson. Lana was Christian Joy. Tyler Breeze was Mr. McElroy. Connor and Victor of the Ascension were surf dudes with attitudes.
Damn, that sounds like a better gimmick than they.
Heath Slater was the impressive Pelvis Wesley.
Elvis Wesley.
Nice.
Seth Rollins was Dry Rub Doug. Rhino was Frantic Frank. Dolph Ziggler was Nikki Lee Sticks. Xavier Woods was Voo, and Big E was Do, so Voodoo. Jason Jordan was Pork Chop Jones. The Miz was the astonishing Adam Dung. Daniel Bryan was Rene Beret. He's French. Daniel Bryan also played Dan Bandana. So he played 2 characters.
There was only 6 episodes.
12 total episodes, 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. It's just showing us one here.
Dewey Jackson was played by Michael Hayes. Connor and Victor also played a tag team called Danger Zone. I think that was in season 2. And Natalia was Debbie Desperado. They had Chris Jericho as Cameron Clint Bobsky, backstage
That is
interviewer.
a fantastic episode of that.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho plays it so well.
John Cena
Mostly
was
'cause
Lance
he lives there.
Catamaran, one of the studio hosts. Fandango was Chet Chesterfield.
That was a funny one too.
John Cohn was Chip Henderson, the referee. AJ Styles was Malibu Al, one of the sponsors who'd cut advertisements for Malibu Al. Renee Young was Susan, one of the backstage interviewers. Adam Pearce was a janitor. Carl Carlos Cabrera was La Barba Grande's presenter in voice only. Like I said, it was 2 seasons of 6 episodes. First season was sponsored by KFC, so you had a lot of like KFC tie-in stuff that happened over the
It was very entertaining, and they were 10-minute episodes. They weren't very long.
Yeah,
5 minutes I see here.
yeah, they weren't long
6
at all.
minutes.
Well worth the watch. So one thing that I realized the other night when we were talking, and I had already missed the podcast last night. What the fuck am I talking about? It's time to say last night, not yesterday morning, or not this morning. It's time to say last night.
See.
So last night when we were talking, is Colt Cabana in AEW is very much so a enhancement talent. You can rank or you can rank professional wrestling promotions based on where you would place Colt Cabana in the card. Very easily. Colt Cabana is the ultimate in being able to place them in the card somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want you to pick where you would place it. Pick 3 different promotions where he would be either main event, mid card. AEW is a good example. Mid card, even to enhancement talent. I guess he's more enhancement talent in AEW, and then enhancement talent all the way down at like jobber. You can put 4 levels, 3 levels, however you want to do it. Just pick your promotions to like where he would be in those promotions.
Well,
Example. My 3. Obviously in AEW he's enhancement talent. In WWE, I think he actually gets a promotion versus the rest of the talent, and I think he's a very good mid card, mostly because of his comedic ability. And in Zello Pro, he's a main eventer. That's an example.
Ring of Honor, he's a main eventer.
I agree.
I think they haven't been using him up to the level in AEW, but I think he's technically. I would still.
You think he's a mid-carder
in AEW?
They aren't using him that way. That's why I say he's enhancement talent right now.
I would say AEW has a glut of enhancement talent, and they don't use him to put over people, which puts him at mid-carder.
Okay.
He doesn't show up on AEW Dark just to wrestle and lose to someone.
The reason I say that is John Silver is mid-card, and John Silver's the bigger product in the Dark Order.
I would agree, but at the same point, I'm just really quickly pulling.
I think he lends credibility to the Dark Order, big time.
He's put over main event talent like the Young Bucks, and upper mid card like Powerhouse Hobbs, but on like AEW Dark and stuff, they're defeating people.
Okay.
That's fair. He lost to Bryan Danielson on one.
Well, of course,
but I don't think as a whole they're using him as a enhancement talent because he's going over on enough of them. He beat Ryan Nemeth, he beat JD Drake.
The facts are his comedic value puts him perfectly in AEW Dark and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude is comedy amongst the best in the industry. So,
but that's why I put him in mid card there. And the thing is, we already know what WWE does with Colt Cabana because he was in WWE for a period of time. And what was the name they wanted him to use? Scotty Goldman was his WWE name, he was the fucking jobber there. So
he was a Jewish jobber.
Yeah. Trying to see if I can find when he went into. He wasn't there for very long.
Here's the thing: there's a story that still needs to be told while he's in AEW and CM Punk's there. They need to do a series with those two. It needs to be done for the fans, not for them, for the fans.
Yeah, I kind of wonder because there
I don't
has
think they've resolved everything. I
yeah
think the
there
lawsuits are over,
there
but I
has
think
to be stuff unresolved because as far as I've been able to tell, they've kept their distance from each other even backstage at AEW. And that's sad. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the animosity still can be there and everything, and it'd be really tough to put some of that shit behind you. But I
well,
mean, you
your
know,
fans are begging you to do it.
yeah.
So,
Um,
where do you place him in 3 different promotions? Pick your promotions. You can see GCW, Game Changer. That's obviously GCW. Just so you know, Impact. Where would you put him, JLB?
I don't know. I think he would actually maybe even be a main eventer on Impact. I could see him.
He's big enough to be.
He's big enough to be. So I kind of see him being pretty good in Impact. I see him maybe being big-ish in NXT 2.0.
I think he's too old.
But maybe that's it. That's what I was maybe thinking as well. Maybe a tad too old, but he definitely wouldn't be anything in. He wouldn't be anything in the main roster at all in WWE. So
Yeah, they'd shit on him.
they definitely shit on him for sure.
ooh. Oh, when you're done, I've got one more to add to it. Just don't let me forget.
Okay. And so Impact main event, NXT 2.0, maybe main event. WWE though, Raw or SmackDown, like jobber galore. Like he'll lose to Jasawa because that's how they treat him, bastards. AEW, they're honestly just not using him properly. They got to get him out of the Dark Order. That has never worked for him. And they got to start treating him more like a star. Because I remember his stuff at ROH, man. This guy was pretty good.
Right now, the Dark Order feels like a 5-person setup. It feels like Evil Uno, Alan Angels, Stu Grayson, John Silver, and Anna Jay. That's what it feels like.
I suspicion that we are within months, if not weeks, of Alan Angels and Preston Vance separating off into their own.
Oh yeah, 10. Yeah, I forgot about 10.
I suspicion there. I also suspicion that Anna Jay and Ty Conti are going to form a tag team whenever they get around to having women's tag team division.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So anyway,
okay. I got to throw in mine though.
Okay.
My fourth pick. He would be less than a jobber and control your narrative because he's the only one there who hasn't been accused of being a absolute jerkwagon or douchebag or garbage person in some way, shape, or form.
How long was the Control Your Narrative show?
Wasn't super long. Let's find out. See if it's even on Cage Match.
Probably.
Control your narrative. Results. 322. Control your narrative. Awakening Orlando.
Oh, so they just did it to ride AEW's coattails there.
Yeah. I mean, they just did it there. I think they yeah. Orlando's also a good place for it for lots of things. There's not even a time on this thing. It has to be relatively short though. Because there were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches total, but a lot of them were fucking
no names.
Like Eli Perez versus AJZ. Don't know either of them. August Artois, Castle, and Ryzen. We know Ryzen because he wrestles in AEW Dark, right?
Any relation to Tara?
No,
Ryzen?
but he did wrestle for a while as like Terror Ryzen or something like that. Rob Ryzen is his name. Anyways, versus Jay Logan, Valentino Neck. I don't know. Caden Pierre versus Vinny Pacifico. I don't know. Fodder versus Weston Blake. And Weston Blake, I think, used to wrestle as Wesley Blake.
Okay.
In WWE Developmental. I believe so. Anyways. Big Damo, aka Killian Dane, versus some guy I've never heard of, Jamie Stanley, doesn't even have a cage match profile. Blake Troop versus Johnny Radke. Don't know. Austin Aries versus some dude named Abraham Khan. And Adam Scher and EC3 versus The Righteous. Which I do not know either of these wrestlers. 41-year-old wrestler named Bateman.
So no Killer Cross at that.
Nope. And only one person took up the rant room to go yell at Austin Aries for a while. No word on what was said, but it was it was fucking at a bar, and they advertised that it was a sellout. It was less than 200 people. I mean, it sold out the bar, but
yeah, I mean, it's an up and coming promotion.
Yeah.
Super up and coming. Emphasis on the up.
Or the coming.
I mean, with this group of people,
Beer.
with this group of people in a bar, there probably was some of that.
Oh,
and maybe some allegations.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
I mean, I get the hate.
Schools, prison sex.
Listen. I'm not going to hold back my hatred for Austin Aries. It came out last week that he was accused multiple times of forcing women in the locker room to lick his nuts because he didn't think they belonged there, and this was his way of hazing them. It's not sexual harassment, right? Because it was teaching them a lesson that they don't belong there.
Dick.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
appropriate too. Yeah.
I'm totally aware of that clause in the law that says it's not sexual harassment if it's teaching a lesson. Right?
Yeah. Lick my testicles.
Austin Aries can fuck off and choke.
Can lick your testicles. Yeah. Teach him a lesson, bud.
Yep.
I don't want that on my testicles. I don't know where that tongue's been.
It's a valid point too.
You are taking your most valuable body parts.
He also doesn't believe in germs. He thinks germs are a conspiracy.
Oh, from 17.
Yep, that germs were a conspiracy created by the man to keep us in check or some shit like that.
Happens to fucking have stuck around for 200 plus years.
Yeah. Well, because the man wants to keep us in check. So they lie to us about germs so that we do what they want.
Does he think the earth is flat?
I don't know if he's a flat earther. He might be. But he's an anti-vaxxer and he's an anti-vaxxer because he doesn't think you need vaccines because germs aren't real.
All right. Okay.
God, I guess surprised him and Vince didn't get along with the whole sneeze thing.
Yeah.
You're weak. No,
here's the deal, right? You mentioned if he's a flat earther. I don't know if he's a flat earther. He might be, very well might be. But if he was just a flat earther, I wouldn't have I don't have this sort of hatred for Flip Gordon despite the fact that he's a flat earther who's literally traveled all around the world, both in the military and as a professional wrestler. I just think that's a sign of not being all that bright,
Right.
you know. But with Austin Aries, it goes above and beyond. It goes flat to, I'm just a douche.
He also hates the terminology vegan when he's a vegan himself, but he hates the word vegan. Nothing too crazy, but just stuff I'm finding.
God, the guy's such a good performer in the ring too. That's unfortunate that he has to be a douche-tool.
The top
Well,
review on Cage Match is a 6.0. Grade A asshole who's also an incredible talent. I wish him nothing but the worst. Having good matches 10 to 15 years ago hardly matters when this fucking miserable prick does nothing but sexually harass women and spout off inane conspiracy theories about vaccines and whatnot. Maybe there's a version of the narrative where he isn't a slimy piece of shit, but in reality, that's just what he is.
Can we stop talking about his ball-looking expeditions?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving forward, we have a game.
We have a game. Pick or pass. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do a twist on this game today.
Twist.
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 Great song.
Um,
Not really a song. Great segue. It's like 45 seconds.
Now we'll just do the regular one. So we will do the regular one. We're gonna start off with current CM Punk or all-time Colt Cabana. Pick or pass. And I guess we'll go to you since you're up on screen.
Current CM Punk.
Okay.
Colt Cabana. This is tough because I'm trying to not regulate us to the mid card. Colt Cabana, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
NXT champion Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
True.
Colt Cabana.
Apparently, you can be old and still be in NXT.
Yep. Colt Cabana or Matt Cardona?
Matt Cardona. Fuck. You can be old and be in NXT if you're a main card talent who gets sent down to NXT to show them how much better the main card is.
Legit.
Yeah,
Legit.
that's true.
Veer is coming.
Please let me finish. This is getting painful. Colt Cabana or Chucky T.
Colt Cabana. Chucky T or Trent.
Which is the one with the bandana?
Trent.
Chucky T or Orange Cassidy?
Orange Cassidy. Simple there. Chucky T or Kip Sabian.
I want to leave Chucky T in the running. And Kip Sabian just kind of got hamstringed. You know what I'm saying?
He's out with I think a shoulder injury.
Yeah, but I'm going with hamstring because it's
funnier.
injury.
Yeah, I get the pun. Yeah.
I can't say shouldered.
Yeah. Got shouldered to the side. No.
I could go
that doesn't
with
work. Anyway, so but Kip Sabian has, in my opinion, more upside. Chucky T's mom or Buff Bagwell's mom.
I will point out that Sue is Trent Beretta's mom. Just so you know.
Oh, so sorry. Chucky T's ride to the arena.
Just Bagwell.
or
Okay.
Bagwell's ride to the arena.
Buff Bagwell's ride to the arena.
Chuck E. T's ride to the arena.
So that leaves us with Buff Bagwell connection.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, Buff
So-
Bagwell, you can go up pretty quickly. There's a lot of there's an era where he's pretty important.
This is true.
Because he was buff and he was the stuff, and the women could not get enough.
Get enough.
Mm.
Apparently, still can't because he's making money as a gigolo still.
I wouldn't say he's still making money at it.
Still performing as a gigolo.
He's still attempting to make money as it.
Surviving as a gigolo.
Okay, Buff Bagwell or Scott Norton?
Fuck, that was tough.
If you include New Japan, it's Scott
Yeah,
Norton.
all-
If you
yeah,
don't,
all
then
time-
it's Buff Bagwell.
All time Scott Norton. Yeah, Scott Norton wins there.
WCW.
Just WCW Scott Norton.
Just
No,
WCW.
I'll take Buff there.
Yeah.
He had the bigger draw overall. I will say I think Scott Norton's the better wrestler.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about it from an overall standpoint,
And good choice on Scott Norton because that's one you can easily go close to main event if you include New Japan.
but so Scott Norton all time or let's see how this goes. Scott Norton all time or soon to be Hall of Fame inductee Big Van Vader.
Ooh, Vader. Especially if it's all time, and even if it's not, even at his worst. Yeah, he was good. Like the only way you take Scott Norton is Vader versus HBK in the world title match. That's where you take out Vader. All-time Scott Norton versus present day Goldberg.
Wow. You really all-time Scott Norton. Duh.
Well, okay, but that opened the window to have a world champion conversation.
No, that's true. I just will never pick Goldberg for anything. I'm sorry. You chose the wrong guy for that.
No, that's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
We're trying to
Goldberg.
level this up, not level it down. I know you like to level them down. We want to level them up.
I know, but Goldberg is always going to be last then. Goldberg or Goldberg in his prime against Austin in his prime.
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah, Austin.
Okay.
Goldberg, prime Goldberg, or all-time Psycho Sid.
Oh, fuck.
Soon to be WWE Hall of Famer Psycho Sid, reportedly.
I'm going to take Goldberg because he gave me prime. But that's a good one. Psycho Sid in his Psycho Sid all time Tank Abbott.
I'm not a fan of Tank Abbott at all. And you're not even adding his MMA career into that.
I mean, I suppose if you want to include him walking across the ring with his arms flailing
so Psycho
and
Sid.
still winning.
And so Psycho Sid. Oh. How did you lower this?
Well, Prime Tank Abbott had a main event run. He just didn't win the title.
That's valid. Okay.
Like he's
Tank-
Umaga. He's Umaga 15 years early. And they planned for him to be like what Goldberg was.
Okay,
There was just
yeah.
some
That's
politics that fucked it up. Mainly his.
true. Right. Tank Abbott. Or I guess in his prime, WCW grilling him to be the next big thing, or Mark Marrow in his prime.
Ooh.
So who are the choices again?
Tank Abbott.
Tank Abbott. Okay.
Tank Abbott.
Sorry, I was
Abbott's
distracted
1.5
with something.
year run.
Mark Marrow. Fucking. Mark Marrow had a ton of upside. And,
He did.
And
Was
the
squandered by two different promotions.
Yeah. Well, the funniest thing is just the knowing that when Vince McMahon signed him to come into WWE, he didn't realize he wasn't getting the Wild Man gimmick, the Johnny B. Bad gimmick, excuse me. So he had to create the Wild Man. Because he signed him for the Johnny B. Bad gimmick, and then it's like, fuck, I don't get that. Well, now I don't really want you, but I've already signed you, so.
Bring your wife. We'll dig her.
So, Tank Abbott or Bart Gunn. We'll go back down to mid card. I don't fucking care anymore.
I'll take Tank Abbott. That run was enjoyable. It just wasn't very long. Bart Gunn or Stevie Ray.
Bart Gunn or Stevie Ray? Oh, Jesus. I was.
These are guys we haven't thrown in before.
That's valid. I almost feel like I'll say Stevie Ray.
Wow.
Just because of his contribution to Harlem Heat was more than I feel like the contribution to the Smoking Guns. And then he just ruined his career with Brawl for All. So yeah. Bart Gunn or Doink the Clown.
Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. I won't say it. That was Booker T, though.
Yeah, that was Booker T.
Yeah.
Oops.
What's really funny is you could spot the moment
Oh crap!
he
I'm
realized
fired.
what he had just said. Yeah.
He's like, shit. Doink or Bart Gunn, goddammit.
Sorry, we're reliving a very funny moment in history.
I really don't want either of them.
I love Doink the Clown.
I was never.
I think he has a phobia of clowns. Little clown
I
phobia.
fucking hate clowns.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta love Bart Gunn in his match with Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Yeah.
That one moment where he just fucked everything over for fucking Vince.
Yeah. Bart Gunn and he's gonna win Brawl for All, but then no, he doesn't.
We got Butterbean.
Yeah. Fucking. God
Well, you can do it. Bart Gunn versus Dr. Death. And then you
No,
pick
no.
Doink.
No, you picked Bart in that instance because he fucked everything Vince wanted over.
Yeah.
Also
that-
ruined his own career at the same time.
Yep.
You were supposed to lose to Steve Williams. It's not scripted, I know, but he's supposed to be a badass who kicked your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Why were you not weaker against him? But it was a real
What?
fight.
Why did we give you real boxing and you win?
Yes. Goddamn. Well, I'll take original Doink the Clown when he was dark and scary before WWE decided to make him family friendly and not scary, and then before like everyone and their dog played Doink the Clown. So we'll do one more round here. So we still have Bart Gunn. We'll just do Bart Gunn and Dr. Death.
Well, I think you have to give it to Bart Gunn there. So, Dr. Death was supposed to be an actual fighter who got knocked the fuck out by Bart Gunn, who was just an in-ring performer who was on the downhill slide of his career. Yeah, that's Bart Gunn. Good job making. I mean, you got yourself fired, which today would be a gift for a lot of WWE wrestlers. So, good job, buddy. Dr. Death, Steve Williams versus Ultimate Warrior. If we're gonna if it's the last round, we got to pull him out. Pull him out.
So, Dr. Death, no doubt.
One of the worst runs for a real fighter in WWE.
Ultimate Warrior. Or the Shocker.
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster.
The hard part with that is that you know that it's John Tenta.
Yeah, I mean, if I get to then eventually have John Tenta, then it's Shockmaster in a heartbeat.
Okay, fair. I'll pick someone who did wrestling then.
If it was simply just the Shockmaster, that's all I'd get from him is that one appearance. It's a tough choice.
I don't know.
It's a tough choice here. But you
My
do
my bedazzled stormtrooper helmet fell off.
But, you know, upside, I'm not incredibly homophobic and racist. So, you know, there's that.
Can we start this promo over? Oh wait, that's Psycho Sid still.
Yeah, no, we're live,
Can we
buddy.
just start it over? You know that I'm half the man you are.
Fucking Shockmaster.
Nice.
Shockmaster versus.
I agree.
And there we end up with Ultimate Warrior at the bottom rung again.
Ultimate Warrior's the big loser, which, you know, I mean, in fairness, it's where he belongs.
Dude, he's dead.
Doesn't matter.
You don't have to beat a dead horse or warrior in this instance.
Jesus Christ.
I
So we're
I wasn't
ending this
being-
podcast.
So on that note, I think it's time. I think we've devolved, and I think we're all a little bit loopy and need some sleep. So
I got some. I'm good.
I got a quick nap, but I think I need real sleep. So on that note, we are going to close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Reminder to everyone that we do go live every Sunday night and Tuesday night for recording our podcast. Most Sunday nights.
Tuesdays.
Well, I still went live Sunday night, just for a little bit to let people know. You can follow us on all the social medias, but I would highly recommend, if you want to continue following us for the live streams, that you follow us on Twitch, because not only is that probably the best experience for watching the live stream, but there is going to be Twitch exclusive live streams that you will only get if you follow us on Twitch.
Also, our growing audience, the Facebook audience is growing pretty solidly, and the YouTube audience is.
But head on over to Twitch. That's the
Which
rule.
is the one that's growing the most.
But so follow us on Twitch. You can follow us on all the social medias. Links are going to be in the doobly-doos for all of that. But you can follow me at Raw and Order WBU. That's on Twitch. That's on YouTube. That's on on TikTok
Not
and
Facebook.
Twitter
Not
and
on
Instagram,
Facebook.
but not on Facebook, because that's at Pissant Podcast on Facebook. But other than that, check us out there. You can support us in all sorts of ways. You can support us by going to our merch store. That's Raw and Order WBU at .myspreadshop.com. And you can get your Sasha Bear shirt, or your Pissant Podcast, or your autograph shirt, or one of a dozen other designs.
More than a dozen.
More than a
Couple
dozen. Yep.
Yeah.
And growing.
Best pay-per-view this year.
Yeah,
so
best
far.
so far. But yeah, so check us out there. You can also follow us on Patreon, support us that way. But the easiest and cheapest way to support us is just share with your friends. Share our Twitch stream with your friends and say, hey, go follow this Twitch group. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and check. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent Kayfabe on Twitter.
and you can follow JLB's blurry face at
Yeah, my bad. JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand. Why is it so blurry? At Real
is
Talk
dark.
Radio 8. Anchor.fm/RTR. I still haven't sent you the link tree, I believe.
you sure have not.
And I'm also on Twitch. I will be streaming WWE 2K22 probably all this week. So if you are into wrestling video games and would even heck like to play against me and whatnot, by all means at JLBTLC25. I don't think I could change that. I made that ages ago, and I don't think that's changeable. But I'm more than just a blurred face. I guarantee you that. That will also be something I need to send to you as well for the Twitch. But yeah, so you can check those links down on the doobly doos. Back to you, good sir. I can't wait to get off this podcast.
You and me both. So on that note,
Headroom.
yeah, Mac Headroom. That's way too old for most of our audience.
Oh my gosh, but it's such a iconic statement. It's not even a great television show, because as a television show, it was actually pretty poor.
Yeah, it was not great. But on that note, we're gonna stop before we devolve even farther. So I'm gonna close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Yeah.